If you want them obsessed after the first date, don't try to create chemistry. Leave a psychological loop in their mind. Here's the psychology. Your brain remembers unfinished tasks better than completed ones. When something is left unresolved, your brain keeps it active. When something is completed, your brain files it away and forgets it. This is called the Zeigarnik effect. Here's how to use it to make them obsessed. First tactic, leave your most interesting story unfinished. Mid-date, start telling an interesting story, something they're genuinely curious about. Build anticipation. Get them invested in knowing what happens next. Then, right before the resolution, stop and say something like, "Oh, we should probably head out. I'll tell you the rest next time." Now you've created an open loop in their mind. They want to know how the story ends, but they can't. Not yet. Why does this create obsession? Because their brain will keep returning to that unfinished story, trying to guess the ending, wanting resolution, and every time it does, they're thinking about you. Second tactic, ask a question you don't let them fully answer. Near the end of the date, ask an interesting question, something deep, something they're excited to answer. Let them start answering. Show genuine interest. Then as their mid-response, interrupt them and shift the conversation to something else. Don't let them finish their answer. Why is this powerful? Because unexpressed thoughts create tension. They'll want to continue that conversation. They'll replay what they were going to say, and every replay, they will be thinking about you. Third tactic, exit when the energy is highest, not when it declines. Most people stay on dates until the energy drops, until conversation slows, until there's nothing left to say. Then they leave. That's backwards. You want to leave when energy is peaking, when conversation is flowing, when they're enjoying themselves most. Leave when they don't want you to leave. Why does this work so well? Because their brain expected more. It was engaged, enjoying, anticipating more interaction. And you cut it off prematurely. Now their brain is seeking that completion it didn't get. And completion seeking leads to thinking about you constantly. Now listen carefully. The world doesn't reward the nicest person. It rewards the one who understands power. My book, Dark Psychology, The Forbidden Knowledge, gives you that power. Over 300 tactics to dominate every interaction. Verbal comebacks that destroy. Psychological tricks to read anyone. Manipulation techniques to control conversations. Influence strategies to make people do what you want. Whether it's at work, in relationships, or in any confrontation, this book is your complete arsenal. If you act now, you'll also get Reading Minds, The Invisible Advantage, absolutely free. This book reveals FBI-level psychological tactics. You'll learn to read people like an open book, spot lies instantly, and see through anyone's mask in seconds. This offer won't last. Link in bio.